Looks like we're all here. Doesn't look like we've got our fifth member yet, so. We'll go ahead and get started. Minutes are not yet.
Minutes are still on my desk. I forgot to type them up. I didn't realize I was asked me for them
Okay.
about 10 minutes ago. So I will type them up and email everybody, but we'll have to approve them next month. So we'll have 2 rounds.
Okay.
There's one.
All right. Financials.
Yeah, so you have the regular fund report, and then there's also a bill for $1,500, and I don't know if Russell has any thoughts on this or not. I have contacted Scott Peck, who is one of your attorneys, and then Jason Simler is the bond attorney. They're still sending us
I don't know what that is.
so City of Southport, Indiana Economic Development Revenue Bond Series. So the bond is still in our name for the property. And nobody can give me an answer on why we're still paying for it. But Jason Simler got back with me today and he said, I'm gonna look at the file and I'm gonna get back with you. So I went ahead and scheduled it to be paid because it's due. And since it's in our name, but Scott Peck said that we could, if I pay it, and then we could bill Rebar for it, or whoever, I guess that would be Rebar. So I might be doing that, but I went ahead and set it to be paid. If Jason Simler says don't pay it, then I won't pay it,
Yeah.
because I won't pay it till next week. But anyway, that's the $1,500. If you want to look at it, you're more than welcome.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
just
this
a
is
fee
the
for
year
holding
bond.
the bond.
Yeah, I would have thought that they'd have a bond finance.
Yeah, and I asked him, I said, because he said, well, you should still be paying the bond with TIF money. And I said, well, let me just read you what he said. Did I say the other one, Scott? He said, you should be paying that with TIF funds. And I said, well, we're not getting the TIF because you guys gave that up or whatever. He said, you should still get the TIF for 25 years, but you are supposed to pay the TIF to the bondholder in accordance with the bond schedule. What the heck was
I thought that
that?
was all.
The payments through February 1, 2026 were to be paid from capitalized interest. And then he says you might ask Jason Simler when you should expect to get TIF revenues from the area. So that's why,
Well, it's in arrears, so yeah, it'd be next, what, it's November or October?
Yeah, it's twice a year they get tax payments.
so does that mean that we're gonna get the money and then I have to pay them or how?
I was under the impression when we did all that, that it was just kind of gonna be an automatic
Me
thing.
too.
It just kind of happened.
That they would do all that and,
You know, all that was gonna be set up and finished, and all we had to do was watch the money go over.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I understood it.
yeah.
But it's been, what, 2 or 3 years?
It's
since
been
we
two,
did
like,
our brains out?
wasn't it February of 20? It was supposed to be in February of 24? It wasn't 23, was it?
No, I think it was
It
24.
was 24.
So I know it was February, but
Well, it
it
was
was
before
late.
I joined the
It was 23
RDC.
when we sold it, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so he's supposed to get back with me, but anyway, I went ahead and put it on your claims because our name's on it, I don't want to not pay it and then be delinquent in it, so
Right.
anyway, I'll find out more and I'll let you guys know what happens. Because I have no
I
idea.
don't either.
And I might, after he answers me, I might shoot him, like, if he can help us with the Gert building, getting that off of there.
Oh, I have some
You
information
do?
about that too.
Yeah, so we'll
But
talk about
we'll
that.
probably need help,
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
because the response I got was not great.
Okay.
All right, so this $1,500 is for the bond.
It's for them, like, holding the bond is what I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this like a yearly thing?
Uh-huh, it's an
Okay.
annual fee, yeah.
Okay.
And so
I
we're,
get to make a motion to approve it, yeah.
right, but basically we're gonna pay it and we're not sure that we're supposed to pay it, we're just gonna pay it to make sure that it's not
We'll approve
delinquent.
paying for it.
Right.
And make sure we can get it paid if we
Yeah.
need to, and then
Make
see
sure,
about.
I I just
Yeah,
wanted, yeah.
yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the bond payment of $1,500.
Okay,
I'll second.
I've got a
Second.
motion and a second.
Yes.
Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor of paying the APB transactions, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? All right, passes.
Thank you.
And then we have our fund report.
Which is moved
Yeah.
from last month. That $1,500 he told me would come out of TIF money, so I'm just gonna go take it out of that TIF, the TIF vacation fund, and then if we get it paid back, I'll put it back in there.
Okay.
Do you have a copy of the fund report?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Pass them on down there.
Thank you. You need to sign on the APB.
Yeah, you want to do it now?
Any questions about the fund report?
Sounds like that.
All right, old business. Survey is still up. I did not see any new responses since last month, so we might have maxed out there. Last time, I think we said we would keep it up through this quarter.
Maybe we'll get in May or something.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or June, or maybe first quarter.
The Q2. Redevelopment plan update. Just generally, then we get into TIF.
Okay. Yeah, I've just been working on it here and there. I'm not working out the online version of it right now. I'm just working on it. And what I'm going to do is upload another one, like a red line copy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to fight a little with Esri's licensing.
Okay.
Because we're licensed, but then it's expiring. And they all have, well, it's a big thing with my IPS. It's like, send me an invoice and keep sending me a proposal. It's like, I can't pay a proposal, I gotta pay an invoice. Anyway, I got the invoice yesterday, or this morning.
Okay.
So anyway, I should be able to get that running again in like by tomorrow.
Okay.
To modify the rest of the maps like I want them, so. And then what I'm gonna do when I get done with them all, I'm just send them all out PDFs. And they're all gonna have a common theme and colors set up and all that, and then, hopefully finish up some of the other parts of the redevelopment plan. There's some census information I have to update, for 2020, and stuff like that.
Thank you. All right. TIF district updates.
Okay, so the response I got back was, based on the information you have supplied, it sounds like there is no debt and the parcel has been transferred to the school district, which is true. She said, I would work with your local attorney to draft an ordinance/resolution to amend the allocation area of the TIF to remove the parcels and attach as exhibit the parcel numbers and legal descriptions. If the ordinance passes, then provide a copy to the county for recording. Once your attorney has drafted, feel free to have them reach out to me. Another great resource would be Adam Sturwald. Looks like he's at Barnes and Thornburg. Adam may be able to assist in drafting. If you need additional assistance, feel free to let him know we have connected.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds pretty easy.
Yeah.
Who's that? Is that somebody from Eddie?
That is Becca McCuig from
Oh,
AIM.
name. Okay.
Okay. So the good news is, it can be done.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it sounds like it's fairly just.
Yes, and I've already identified which 3 parcels it is, and I have the map that shows what those 3 parcels are, so I just didn't know what we wanted to do.
So there's 3 parcels then.
Which one
underneath
are
the-
Yeah, so,
Well, the
so,
cell tower's got its own. and then-
Yeah.
Yeah, so this-
That's not in it,
And
right?
then there's 2 other ones.
yeah, so there's the actual building,
Mhm.
and then there's the back parking lot,
Got
and
it.
then the cell phone tower,
Okay.
were the 3 that I identified.
And
I can make a better map if you want, I don't need to, but I can.
Okay,
If you want something that looks better than what mapping your Google does.
okay,
Um,
So- I just need to know who we need to contact.
Yeah, that'd probably be, I'm not sure, I don't know what the difference is between Jason and Scott, but,
I think that would be Scott, I think.
okay. Because Jason's more the bond.
He's more the bond
Person.
financial part of it.
Yeah.
So do we already have an attorney?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
With Bigger and Daniels or whatever it is
It's
now.
all different now.
It's Fed utility now, I think.
Is that what it is? I don't know. I think their emails are still Bigger.
Whenever one of the partners retires, you know, they get a new name on the top.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So we need to get an ordinance written and passed that includes those.
We probably, I'm guessing we would have to, not alter, but what's it mean, when you change an ordinance? Because we already have an ordinance that's such a TIF district, so it'd probably just be one,
In order to modify it.
Modify, thank you. Yeah,
I don't know if they would use that term, but yes, it's
Mhm.
as simple as that.
amend.
Amendment, that's even
That's
better.
what it is. Yeah, we have to amend the first one.
Okay.
so how does that work? Do we write something and then send it to the lawyer?
They would write everything.
They would
We just
write
tell them
it.
what we want
They're-
to do, and they can spit it out a lot faster than we could.
How long does that usually take to get approved?
Well, we approve it first, and then council has to
Has
approve
to.
it.
Would
So
this-
it'll be a couple of months.
Yeah, would this need a couple readings, or would this be a?
You can.
We can suspend the
We can
rules,
suspend it, yeah.
because we could pass it right away, and then council can suspend the rules
Mhm.
to have it pass in the first reading. And it's such a cut and dry thing, I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
More than one anyway.
Okay, so is there somebody who wants to take that on?
Yeah, when he responds to me, he's actually gonna call me tomorrow,
Okay.
this Jason, and I'll talk to him about it, and then he can say, talk to Scott or whatever, and then I'll just send an email with all you guys on
Yeah,
it to.
I need to talk to him, I
Yeah.
can, just because I've done so much of that stuff earlier.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I
I'll
will-
send him an email with everybody's contact
I will-
information.
I'll forward you these 3 parcel numbers,
Okay,
and I'll just compliment everybody on RDC for that too. Okay.
Thank you for looking into that.
Yeah.
When I looked at it initially, it looked like the state made it very easy to add to the TIF district, but they didn't.
Mhm.
Yes, the language was a little wonky about how to remove them, but she made it sound like it's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I pulled all 3 property cards for those as well. The back parking lot, is still showing that it's,
It's Randy Faulkner.
I
right?
know, but it's
Yeah.
showing that it's us. No, it's showing that the
Oh.
city owns it.
It does?
Yeah.
That's not right.
Their parking lot?
Mhm.
Why would it say that?
The assessor just didn't know. That's all that is. That's,
Awesome.
So I didn't know if that was gonna cause us any
it
problems.
shouldn't, only because they probably haven't updated their GIS
Okay,
every single time, because, you know, the parcel layer that you're looking at is actually written and drawn by the assessor's office. They have their own GIS guy that does that. And it's just a matter of, you know, we should probably tell them, hey, you've got the, 2 owners old on this, and we need to have you update it,
Mhm.
proper ownership.
yeah, because when I was digging into it, I was a little confused, because I was like, why does that show the city owns that?
Yeah, so, I mean, we had that sold at 24, 15, 16.
This was before I worked for you, so I was,
Yeah.
I mean, we would still want it removed.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it still needs to be changed, so I would assume that in the assessor's records, it's actually right. It just didn't make it to the parcel
Okay.
later for whatever reason. There's all kinds of, I find mistakes in there, not quite a bit, but when I see one, I'm not surprised,
Okay.
so.
All right, I'll send that over.
All right. Banners.
Chris, you want to talk about banners?
Yeah, I don't care. We met with Tom, or Clay came out from Blue River Printing last week. And Heather and I and Tom was out there also. And he evaluated Madison Avenue and he also evaluated Southport Road. And we pretty much narrowed that down to a size of what we're going to do and exactly what we're going to do. We're going, as far as alternating a banner and then flag, banner and then flag. And the size we came up with was an 18 wide by, right now, I should have brought it in. I had a piece of vinyl from the store I cut to show what an 18 by 36 size would look like. If it might be a little too long, we could shorten it up a little bit, but my husband next week, we're gonna get out and we're gonna hold it up to see pretty much how it would look up close to where it's going to be. But we decided where they would be hung. I had the 2 sets of hardware that I mailed off for. And we went by it. One set was better than the other, but Clay said there is a company that we can go through that a lot of people have used, a lot of cities, that has worked well. And I've tried to be in contact with them. I've got to get with Clay because they denied me an account since I'm not a graphic place. Yeah. So I'm going to have to say, you're going to have to put the poles on it. One was white, which I don't think we want white poles at the top and bottom. Black is better, but then the black didn't have anything on the ends like stoppers. But both hardware sets were the main thing going into the pole was very durable and they were exactly alike. And Tom saw how he was going to do it, how we would do it with the Christmas lights, because we stood out in front of E&M. And he figured out a way of how we're going to be able to do this. So it's very doable.
So a couple of things with that. The way that the hardware works is it's 2 metal pieces that will bolt into the pole.
Like front and back?
No, like top and bottom.
On top of it, okay.
Yep, they're like this.
Mhm.
They have a hole in the middle that the pole goes in. It has a pin that goes through the pole. Those will be bolted in, top and bottom. On the poles where the Christmas lights go, the banners will have to come down for the Christmas lights. But what will happen is they'll pull the pins, they'll pull the poles out completely, hang the Christmas lights, and then when they go back up, they'll reverse that. I did talk to the Board of Public Works because we have to have Board of Public Works approval to have the city install them. They seemed agreeable to that.
Okay.
As we cannot pay them, but kind of as the trade-off would be banners going all the way down the street is kind of that in-kind trade. We're still working out the logistics of how to do that legally. I did some checking and there is not a problem with us putting up the banner. City of Indianapolis does not have a problem with it. City of Indianapolis also does not have a problem with us putting advertisement on there.
Like the businesses.
I had run into some stuff that said maybe that would be considered signage and they'd want to cut it. No, it's more of just saying like, So we have to word it on the application that those businesses are making a donation, and us putting their logo on the banner is us thanking them for the donation
Okay.
to the project. And that's also how we can put them all the way down the street, because some of them will not be paid for with RDC funds, and that will. So I think we're good logistically, legally, on all of that. Now we just need to determine what the banners are gonna look like.
Okay.
What I would
So-
like to do is do city banners on Madison Avenue, alternating them with the flags, starting down by the liquor store, and then going all the way to the limit to where, right before the Homecroft sign. And I counted 8 city flags alternated with American flags. I think having those done first is good for people to see that are going to be donating for their business to go down Madison Avenue. To go down Southport Road, mixed with flags.
So is that in your area, Madison?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Part of it, yeah.
So it's just pretty much like from Long,
I think I think,
east,
from the-
or when does it stop on Southport Road?
On
It stops around Longs. It's basically Longs and West.
We want to take it to McFarland.
Yeah, no, I know,
Yeah.
but as far as you paying for it,
Yeah.
that's what,
Right.
I want to make sure.
And instead of having business flags out on Madison Avenue,
Mhm.
have
Just have
city
Southport.
flags. Then, when we can get those up, we can go to the business owners. They see a finished product.
right.
They see what they're going to look like. Then they can be intermixed with city flags, American flags, and city business logos from all the way down Southport Road.
We do need to have a conversation with all of the members of the flag project. We've been working with Tom Quinn, but someone brought it to my attention that we need to have a meeting with, or get in touch with, send a letter to, some kind of communication to everyone who is on that.
does that committee like meet on any kind of basis, or is it just, we get together when there's time to put
This is where I
up?
was a little bit confused, because Tom Quinn is the only one I know of who is like active.
Mhm.
And anytime I've needed anything with that group, that's who I've always worked with.
I know when they hang the flags, they usually are all together. And then when they conduct at the festivals, they're all
Yeah.
together, but that's the
Yeah.
only time I've ever seen them
Yeah,
together.
I never ever seen it anywhere else, but
I don't even know who all is on.
I
I used to know, I don't remember.
In the
now.
community, or in the quarterly flyer,
Yeah.
there's a picture of Tom with 2 other men, but I don't know who they are.
Is this the right one?
One of them is Nathan
Nathan is
Boyd,
the,
is that his name? And then Scott.
Is the flag committee an official entity of the city of Southport?
No.
Okay.
No.
so. I know where you're going with this.
Step on toes.
No, I don't want to step on toes, I'm just trying to figure out how
We
we,
mentioned that at a couple meetings, so, if we can just, if we need to set something up, Heather, I think we should make the effort so we don't
can I back up
upset.
Yeah,
a minute? What size did you say? I heard 18, but I didn't.
18 wide and
36.
36, and it may go 34. It may go not quite as long. We're gonna hold one up and see if it's too long. Maybe it needs to be shortened just a little bit, but
yeah.
And do we have a cost?
not yet, because what he's going to do is, it depends on how many we need. I counted up between 28 and 30 flags,
Okay.
our banners needed.
Okay.
That's including Madison Avenue.
That's Madison plus all the way
Yes,
down.
and so Clay told me, he said, get with me when you get a narrowed enough count of how many you need, but I couldn't tell him until we knew we were at that point, of what we need and what we don't need.
Did he have a range? Or just not?
$60, $70 a piece,
Okay.
I think is what he said. that was a couple months ago.
Do you,
But it's gonna narrow down to the actual size too.
Right.
do you need other options for the mounts or something? Because the place where we get our Christmas lights, they do banners and you could probably get them from there, but I don't know.
What's the name of the company?
Something display, I can look it up and send it to you.
Yes, send it to me because it'll be much easier because the link he sent me isn't going to, I would rather see what they look like, and that's what I did before, was order a sample so we can see what it looks like before we make an initial order. Like to look and see what we're working with and make sure it's right. And some come just one standard size, and some you can get at, like if it's 18 wide, they can send you an 18 wide poles, 2 poles for top and banner, and some are just a flat one size. So yeah, if you want to send me that, that'll help a lot.
Okay, I might be able to get it to you by the next meeting.
Okay,
So
we're getting closer though.
even this little article about the Southport Flag Project doesn't tell me the names of anyone who is in the Southport Flag Project. So if you want, I can start by reaching out to Tom Quinn
Yeah.
and see if we can have a conversation.
Yeah, we'll see where we need to go from there.
Okay.
So would we, I think starting with things on Madison, we'd just be doing city's health ones, right?
City, and you know, I don't know if you remember seeing it, Heather was playing around with this banner idea. I mean, this is just kind of a mix, a map of a few things.
Yeah, no,
You saw that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but it's, you know, we can come up with a few other ones, and I mean, even if it's 8 different designs, there's 8 we need on Madison, we can make every single one different.
Yeah, I've been playing with some other ones.
Mhm.
Again, just trying to,
She's good at that, I am not.
I am doing it all through AI.
I'm not good.
But I mean, if we want to put a call out to have an artist do it, if we want to make it a contest, I don't.
I think what would be good is to have somebody go on examples on this and that on artists.
Have what?
Some of the examples that we'd like on AI and have the artists take a look, and when we decide kind of what we want,
Mhm.
I just think an artist would do a better job.
Right.
They have more attention to it, but that would get us at least an idea of what we want, because people usually don't know what they want or what they don't
Yeah.
like until they see it. So, yeah.
Now, is this something that we can just approve ourselves, or are we gonna have to go through other channels?
I think we should approve it ourselves.
Because that can
and
drag
also
out.
talk to the council and also talk to the board of works.
Yeah, I
I
would
think everybody
think,
needs to be involved.
I would think we want as much consensus
Mhm.
as we can get on
Yeah,
this.
and at this point, it's almost as slow as we can make it
I
go,
think you're
because
doing better than what an
that
artist
way
would do.
everybody else, everybody's involved, everybody knows what's going on. So
Yeah.
it's gonna take a while, but I think that's the best way to go, because you've got consensus, everybody knows what's going on and what has been going on.
Yeah, so kind of what I was doing in the ones that I was playing around with, like I really liked this one, how it has like the outline of Indiana. I just went with a church, a train, a peony, and a cardinal.
Yeah, I mean, I like trains, so you know, I'm gonna go grab a picture
Right.
of the train.
Peony.
I heard P and E.
That's what I
The flower, the same
Yeah,
flower.
yeah.
And established 1832. Those were the kind of the things that I was doing. If you have other suggestions, you know,
If you've got a lot of good ideas there, who would we need to get with to do this? Who the graphics place that Southport deals with for all the small signage stuff?
Mhm.
Do they have someone that can do this?
They should, yeah, Beach Grove Signs is who does all of our, they do street
Okay.
signs and they do I think they still do all the graphics on the police cars. Yeah.
Okay, Heather, you could probably email a lot of your just ideas that you've got
Yeah.
there on your laptop. Give them a start,
okay.
give them some ideas. I think a lot of Southport's about the history, when it was established.
I mean, if you have other ideas for things.
Well, no, I'm just wondering, as far as having somebody else do it from our ideas, reaching out to Beach Grove Signs, they might assume then that they're going to be doing the actual,
Yeah.
Printing?
Probably saying that.
Yeah.
and if that's not our intent, we wouldn't want to, lead them on.
One way we could find out is, do they even do banners like that?
Yeah, I don't
For
know.
city
I
poles.
just- They always do the banner for like National Hunt Out Week, because all the
Okay,
Yeah.
people on it, or the people who are dying.
well, then maybe we could ask Clay at Blue River Printing.
So that's why I was wondering, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what is Clay's interest in this beyond helping us out?
How I
with the
found
ideas?
him is he's in New Palestine, and,
He's in Shelbyville.
yeah, or, I'm sorry, Shelbyville.
He
He did New Palestine's banners,
Okay,
and that's where I got the referral.
okay.
And he does a lot of city pole banners. A whole lot. So I could just give him a call and ask him if he has someone that does that. I'm sure, because New Palestine probably had their own people do it and then give it to him. I can ask him if he's got someone that he could give us a name for so that we could get some stuff back. So I could go through
I
him.
mean, are these like what you guys are thinking? Are you looking,
It gets into an area where my brain just doesn't function
okay,
well.
okay.
We've got copies of these, right? Can you?
I've done a ton more. I can send you all of them.
Yeah, go ahead and send them all.
Yeah, I think the more ideas that we have
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I haven't seen all of them, I've seen some of them.
Yeah.
And the other thing
Yeah, like these
is,
are all new ones that I did where I kind of narrowed down. Okay, I started with a church and a train, and then I was like, oh, well, what if we add a cardinal to that? And what if we add the skyline of Indianapolis behind it? And
it could always be the 8 out on Madison, if there's somebody else that had something in mind for down Southport Road that's involved with the city. It can always be made for when we need to do Southport Road.
And one thing that you might want to consider, right, is if we're going to be doing for businesses things with their logos on, we're clearly not doing a one-size-fits-all.
right.
Right,
And
so
that's,
can we look at multiple different
yeah.
things for the Southport ones?
And that's where I think something like this,
Mhm.
comes into play of, they all look the same on the edges, and then there's
Yeah,
some
they've got a
that's-
theme, but they've got variations on the
Yes.
theme, yeah.
And I talked about this a little bit with the Parks Board, because they're gonna be doing a bunch of new signs. And I just said, hey, we're working on a bunch of new signs, so maybe you just wanna wait just a few minutes longer so that we can coordinate, and all the signage, all new signage looks the same.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say we're not gonna, well, I said we were not gonna use the new logo because the current logo. Somebody asked with that, and I said, no, I think we're trying to update, make it, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think from my experience with the city of Indianapolis, right, branding the city is important and needs to be done consistently, right, across all of our different groups, right?
Yes,
And the current logo has got variations for all the different departments. So
right,
whether we use the current stuff or whether we do something different, it needs to take everything into
yeah,
consideration.
I agree.
It was like when I mentioned about the Historical Society, they have that picture on their website, and I really like that, way back in the day of the railroad track, and that would make a really cool banner.
Yeah, and I do like this billboard idea that
Yes.
that is not our city, but, you know, updating it with the picture. I don't know, I like the ones that do the mix of the two, like a more modern with the vintage. But I don't want this to be my idea. Like,
No, but if
Something under our
you can get
nose.
some things out there for us to start
Okay,
Yes.
pulling.
do you
Ideas from
feel
this.
like the kind of stuff I've been generating is the kind of stuff that resonates with you, or are you looking for something different?
Again,
You know,
my brain
okay.
doesn't necessarily
I
go
think we
there.
just need to get.
So,
Okay.
yeah, we just need to get some ideas out there and then
Okay.
we can say, oh yeah, this group of stuff looks good and we can refine that with
Okay.
whomever.
Okay,
So,
Yeah, and we paid a lot of money for that branding too, so we probably have to be careful about, I don't know how to copyright, I don't know how that stuff
It's a
works,
government- it's a
but you gotta be careful with that stuff.
City owns it, so
Yeah.
it's not copyrighted.
But I mean, if we use something else, I don't know how that,
Oh, yeah, we
I
gotta
don't-
make our own up,
yeah, I don't know how that works on that stuff.
Yeah, actually, the redevelopment commission, way back when did I do this, 2013?
I wasn't here then, so I don't
2014,
know.
the latest.
is when that logo was done?
No, it was done prior to.
Oh, then it's time for a new
No,
logo.
it was after 2016. No, it was, I'm like, brain.
Tom
You
told
know,
me
we're
when
talking like 10 years
It was
ago.
2012, no, it was a long time ago.
Mary's, the
Tom
Thomas.
Stoneman.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was on the RDC at that point, and I was tired of seeing 5 or 6 different logo ideas or seals or anything like that. I said, dude, we gotta do something across the board. So here's all
Yes.
it's done already, and I finally, we had to talk to the council, and they finally okayed the whole logo.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, if you guys are gonna do that, that does have to go through council.
Right.
So,
right, yeah.
So,
We either incorporate the current logo into it somehow, or we got more work cut out.
Okay,
politically.
yeah.
yeah,
Well, yeah.
otherwise, I think it'd be okay to have that, in some, like a watermark behind everything, or
Yeah.
something like that, to not be real obvious, but then also have that as a central logo for all of them. And then in front of it, or however you want to layer these things, have the themed ones that you like. Because that way, that's on there, and because if we try to do a whole new logo set, we're talking 3 years. I'm not kidding. I mean,
Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah, it takes a lot of work to get logos put together and get, because then you gotta get everybody on the
It's
same
not
page.
cheap either.
It's expensive, so,
Kind of like that. There was something like that on there.
That was my first mock-up.
yeah, we can use our logo as like a central theme of the, like a template, let's put it that way, like a template for the
Yeah.
band.
In the district, just for the city, even, something like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah,
there's
probably
a
gets us
lot.
some color palettes to use as well. like
Yeah, I mean,
like you've done that.
a lot of them, I've used the same color palette, I just made them look different.
So it's a copyrighted color, just saying.
Copyrighted color.
Yes.
I did not
Give me
use
the
the exact
numbers.
colors, I
Use
just,
the numbers, 139, 14, 4, or something. I have to use that on all my letterhead.
Okay.
all right.
Ask another question, but do we think that what I heard you say, Chris, is getting stuff set up on Madison first, all the city-themed ones, and then looking to bring other folks in for the sponsored ones?
Yes, and like Clay said, my idea was with the businesses to just have their business logos on the flags, on the banners.
Mhm.
And like he said, you know, he needs a good digital of it to be able to do it, but not make it, it's not gonna be like advertising anything but just like their business logos, like Long's or E&M
Right.
or Christie's Auction, you know, just the business logos. And mix it all up throughout down Southport Road
Okay.
with others and the flags, and a lot of people with all the traffic going east and west will see the banners of the businesses, and I think that, you know, a lot of that is, a lot of the small businesses take a lot of pride. A lot of them, some of them have been here for a long time, and some of them may not even know they're here. That's gonna really make Southport stand out. I mean, PPG Paints has been here since the early 60s when that building was built. And, you know, I think having Madison with just the city banners mixed with the American flags is good because it lets people know where they're at. That this is where Southport is, kind of like with the billboard. And keeping the billboard simple, like welcome to the, you know, city of Southport. Then put like one text phrase underneath it, have the logo on there, keep it simple to read and stand out. I don't care if we put, if it's like a city in progress or something like that. Whatever verbiage comes up
So
is best.
let's wrap up our discussion on the banners before we move on to the billboard. Anything else that anybody has questions about? Or?
So let's just make sure we know, what are our next steps on banners?
So I think our next steps on the banners are, let's get some artwork for consideration and communicate with Board of Public Works, the council, the flag committee, the parks on what we're looking at doing.
Would you guys be willing to like invite them to one of your meetings and say, if you guys want to look at what we're thinking? Or is that getting too many opinions?
No.
Yeah.
For something like this, we need almost as many as we can get.
Yeah.
Have them shown at a meeting, all the artwork.
Do you think it would be better to have all of them come to our meeting instead of us go to all of their meetings?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Because
I
if they
I
don't
only
come,
created this, so I only have one 3-hour meeting.
think, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding, but I think so.
okay,
And if they don't come, then you can say, hey,
we invited you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, so just make it known, like, at our May meeting, we
Yeah.
are planning to show you everything that we are planning to do
Yeah.
for for the beautification of Southport
With the banners.
with banners, signage,
Yeah.
all of these things, okay.
And then if we can, if nothing else, eliminate
Yeah.
things,
Okay.
right?
I mean, that's what
Here's a bunch of possibilities.
Yeah, so what I can do is I can send you guys, I'll send amongst us
Mhm.
a bunch of suggestions, and then we can narrow it down
Yeah.
so that we're not showing them 30.
Right.
And then we'll say like, these are the
Well, I think a
four
good
that-
idea is I can check with Clay, and see
Okay.
if he can do some artwork.
Okay,
I can work with you on getting if you win us, get them some ideas,
okay,
okay? And we can at least get the ones from Madison Avenue ideas.
Okay.
That would be 8 flags, if they wanna come up, our banners, if they wanna come up with more, that would be fine. Then at least we've got somebody to do the actual artwork. I would like to set that up for May, to be able to have our May meeting, to be able to show and invite anybody from the council to come. That should give us plenty of time to be able to, I'm gonna see if maybe somehow we can get sample printouts made of banners. I'm gonna
Well,
see what
I
we
don't know
can
that I don't know that we necessarily need to.
Even if it's just on an 8.5 by 11
Yeah.
piece of paper or whatever, you know.
But I would like to see if Clay will give us a size sample. It doesn't even have to be anything on it, just to let everybody see what the size of the banners will be.
okay.
Oh.
They can kind of get a visual.
And how do we want
Yes.
to invite them to the meeting? Do we want to just email them? Do we want to
Well, just email, yeah.
just email them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll mention it at the council
City
meeting,
council, yeah.
and invite the council then, and we'll have Parks Board and other folks there, so,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Just make sure that, you know, we plan to discuss this and we want input from all the other groups.
okay.
The
I'll start
city.
a draft of an email to them, and
Okay.
then I'll share it, and we can tweak it
Yeah,
And then if you want to send it out,
Okay.
all of them,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, if we can get that worked up by Monday, then we can send that out.
Perfect. Okay.
Anything else on the numbers?
I think we're good.
Okay, billboard update. I saw the lease agreement and,
I got a rough copy. I didn't like the first one because of the
Mhm.
lighting. And so I called Joe and I said, this needs to be reworked. One, there's no lighting on that sign at night at all. The lighting on the south side of the street is bent in the front at the bottom of the billboard. The back side going north is still there, but there's no lighting on there. So I told him, I said, what are your thoughts on this? What can we do? I said, we need to just take this section of the lighting out because it says that we would be responsible for it, and also it was an old lease. I could tell it had not been revised. So he did a call with me with his attorney on the phone, and I told him, I said, I think the council would approve this lease and he had to look into some things through his accounting department. There hasn't even been a meter on that, that signage for years. There's been no bill given to them, so they hadn't revised that lease in quite some time. So I said, I think it would be best just, this whole paragraph needs to be just taken out to where we are not, it says nothing that we're responsible for
Why does it
lighting.
even apply? I mean, it's not even.
Yeah, I know.
You're responsible for something that doesn't.
He just said, well, this is a billboard that's on the property that we own because we own that Dollar Tree.
yeah.
And so he took it out and she drew a rough draft if this was go to the council, this month, but of course it would have to be revised because we don't have artwork yet unless we would come up with it quickly. But if we want other people to approve it, it wouldn't. But this is a revised lease showing like when payments would be due because it would be quarterly payments. And that we are not responsible, we're responsible if anything happens, we're basically just would be leasing just the space on this building.
So the thing that troubles me about it is we are responsible for maintenance and repairs.
She said on that is if Mother Nature came around and tore up our wrap, okay, we would be responsible for, your lease wouldn't be voided, but you would have to fix.
But that's not what it says.
Okay,
What it says is we're responsible for maintenance and repairs of the billboard.
okay.
So if somebody drove a car through it, it'd be up to us to put that back.
Okay, well.
That's what it says.
Take that part out?
Yeah. If it's, we're responsible for the maintenance and repair of what we put on it, then that's fine. That's
Yeah.
We
reasonable.
just need to separate that out.
Yeah.
That or just take that out and put that in. You're responsible for your wrap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't replace it if it got all tore up anyway, if we had a 12-month lease. But
Yeah, I mean, it's reasonable for us to take on the artwork responsibility.
I don't like the, but not limited to.
Yes.
That. It's like, well, that could be
There's
anything.
there's too many things in there that are open-ended that could be interpreted badly.
Well, I'll just have them take that part out.
Or just revise it to where it states that we are responsible for the cost of using it and also responsible for maintaining the actual.
That pretty much says it all at the bottom of the page and going on that, we're responsible for the payments and if not, da-da-da-da-da. But I can just have her get with him and have him revise and just take that paragraph down below out.
Yeah, I think it's
And
just this,
installation,
I think it's just this part right
yeah,
here.
that
It's
part
just, it's
there.
just the bottom of the first paragraph. That's what
Yeah.
we're looking at.
Although, I mean, the way it's worded, it actually says, but not limited to painting, artwork, installation of its advertising material. maintenance and repairs. That maintenance and repairs could be referring to the advertising material,
And,
not the entire billboard.
yeah, if it's explicitly.
Yes, it's just,
then, yeah.
That's pretty much how I took it, but I can just have that, take that verbiage at the end out, just so that no one else questions it.
Actually, if it just said installation and maintenance and repair of the advertising material,
yeah, they can just move it,
then
Yeah.
that would be clear.
yes.
Right.
And then, Alyssa, do we have a preference? Do we want to pay quarterly or do we want to pay the whole thing at once?
I've never seen the lease, so I don't know.
Oh,
Russell just sent it to me, I was like, can you send that to me? I've never seen it.
oh,
So I don't know, I'll have to.
And they don't,
Okay.
from the way Joe talked, he didn't really, I mean, if you want to pay the yearly, that's fine. If you just want to do quarterly, that's why they broke it up like that.
yeah, because they've been broken up into 4 quarterly payments.
Yeah.
One other thing that I don't see in here is any reference to, well, never mind. So it is a 12-year or 12-month lease.
Mhm.
There's no reference to any renewals, because we wouldn't want it to automatically renew, but that does mean that we would need to take action then,
Right.
again, a year from now,
Um,
or a year from the date that we
I
exit.
also think that there needs to be something in the agreement that says what happens if a tornado comes through and rips the sign, like
I asked that.
the billboard down completely.
Then it would be probably be dissolved, but if it tore up our signage, we would be responsible for
Sure.
replacing.
Right, so if it rips our wrap, but the billboard, it's like the structure is still sound, then we would be responsible for replacing that. But I think there needs to be something in there that says, you know, in the event of a natural disaster or.
This lease will be dissolved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about force majeure.
Yeah.
Right, or, you know, somebody drives a truck off the side of the road and wipes it out. It might not be worth it to them to,
Right,
Replace the
or somebody
poles.
sets fire to
Yeah.
it. Because I think if it, you know, got a wild flame, it would go up pretty quickly.
that is not a new word up there.
No.
Yeah, and if you, when I have him revise, so I don't have to keep going back and forth, but if you think the city would want to pay just one lump payment, or if you would want it quarterly,
I mean,
he can take that, they can take that out. She asked me, and I said, just put it in there so that somebody could decide which way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we do want to go quarterly in case something should happen to it, and then we have some kind of.
It's easier to not make the next payment
Yes.
than to claw something back.
Exactly.
I also think we need to make sure that we don't lock in dates yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just put that together as a rough
Sure.
idea,
Yeah.
so we
Because
can see
it
what
might
it's
take
like.
us, it might take us some time to get through all the
Yeah,
steps.
Okay.
I think we need to run the last sentence of the second paragraph past our attorneys.
I mean, I think once we feel like we have it where we want it, that I think the whole thing should be.
Yeah,
I
but
think it's
one
pretty
of,
cut
I
and
mean,
dry.
we're agreeing to pay their legal costs in case of a dispute.
Yeah.
That,
Right.
No.
No. Yeah.
And who do we use for that? Who does the city use?
The attorney,
Mm-hmm.
that would have to be the city attorney, so that would be the lawyer.
Oh, okay. And,
Because it's a.
so how would you like, since I've been going back and forth with him on this, I can have her leave the payment things out, revise a few things, and then, so after I do that, do I bring it back to the May meeting to see if we want to pass this lease on to the city lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get it done, but before then, you send it to me, I can send it to Bill and say, can you look at
Okay.
this? And just
Do
let me
I
know.
email it to everybody on the committee first?
Yeah. please.
Okay.
Um, And I don't want to rush us into this, because I think we need to tie this in with the artwork that we're doing for the banners.
Yes.
So that process of getting some consensus on the banners is probably going to take us another month or two.
Okay.
So I think we're, we want to take this deliberately and make sure that we're making our way.
Yeah, that's why I want to do Madison first, so
Mhm.
that things can get together and they can see how they're putting them up and get a system down before we start down Southport Road. Because it's going to be a lot, it's going to be a change, and for them to do it, so,
Do you have billboard mock-ups yet? Can you show those to them in May too, or no? Are those not ready?
I have some billboard mock-ups, but they tie into the banners, so.
Yeah.
Which I think we would want to
Which
do.
would be
Yeah.
great, yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of what I'm thinking, is that when we have things ready in May to show, we would show a banner, a billboard, we'd show it in like
Yeah.
5 different iterations so that they can
Right.
like approve a package.
Yeah.
And you can put them on here, if you have them on your computer, make a program and put them in there if you want.
Maybe even something that
easier.
incorporates like an E&M and a Longs
Yeah,
logo.
yeah. Okay.
All right, anything else on the billboard?
I don't think so. Do you have anything else on the billboard?
I don't think so.
All right. Utility box art update.
All right, utility box art update. Our application has been accepted for review. The review will take place as part of their regularly scheduled Public Art for Neighborhoods Selection Committee meeting on April 30th at 4:30. It says past experience has indicated that applications have a much greater chance of being funded if a representative is present. So I am planning on going to that meeting.
Okay.
It says, we also have the opportunity to solicit positive comments on your application from your community. Again, past experience has shown that public comments about the positive impact of the project will have in the neighborhood can make the difference between being funded and not being funded. Comments should be brief, express the writer's personal opinion rather than repeating set texts, and must be accompanied by a name and address in Marion County. Your city county councilor would be an ideal commenter if they are aware of and in favor of your application. The public comment form is located here and will close at 2:30 on April 30th. So I think that anybody who wants to comment on that, I pulled up the form, and the public comment form is literally 3 questions, and 2 of them is your name and address. So it's like, oh, I'm sorry, it's 4. It's what are you commenting on? So it would be the street corner canvases partnership application for Southport Redevelopment Commission. And it looks like we are one of 2 applicants for this round. So I think we have a pretty good chance. But they would click that, and then they would say what their comment is, which is, I think it would be great, brighten up the corner, look pretty, I don't know, and then they'd have their name and address. So I was gonna also send this out to all of the boards and councils.
Okay.
And then whoever chooses to do it, great.
And we haven't reached out to our, I didn't even know who our city county councilor was.
Oh, I used to.
It's, Mike, no, it's Mike, dang it, I was just talking about it today. Give me a minute and I'll think about it. I don't know what his name is.
I wasn't sure exactly how that worked, you know, if it was enough to have them from our city councilors, or if we needed to go.
Dang.
Well,
I'd
and
like to
city
know.
county council.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. I can look that up and include
I don't know.
the city county councilor as well.
Um,
But if anybody,
We're in District 23.
maybe,
So that
Can you
would
tell me his name,
be.
please, that's him.
This
Maybe you're talking about that one.
I wasn't talking to him, I was talking about it.
Oh, okay.
And that's, which one is that one that you're gonna do?
actually, the one that I chose is not in the redevelopment district,
Oh,
but it is the one at Southport and McFarland.
okay.
Yeah, there was a little confusion because she sent me back and was like, that doesn't have a light. And I'm like, nope, it does.
Yeah, okay.
And she was like, that's weird. When I punched it in, it told me there wasn't a light there.
Isn't that a lovely picture?
So,
Yeah, I've seen them before.
Derek Cagle is our.
Oh, yeah, that's a,
okay.
Mike, I told you it was Mike.
Yeah. Here's a very flattering picture of him.
Mike Cagle.
Derek Cagle. Okay, well, I'll send him a message too and see if he'll. But like I said, I am planning on going to that meeting to be a representative unless somebody else is just dying to do it.
You've been running with this.
That's a, yeah, I figured. And it's at 4:30, so it's like, well, that's weird. But yeah.
That's what, up at the Broad Ripple?
No, it's at 924 North Pennsylvania Street
Oh, okay.
at the Indian Arts Council office.
Okay.
So you basically have to go up there to apply for.
Well, I mean, I did the online application, but I just have to go and like plead our case, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show the flag.
So I can do that.
All right. Anything else on that?
No.
All right, art in the right of way update.
Do you want to take that, Russell?
Sure, we had a online meeting, what was it, last Thursday? And they went through just like the whole process and everything. The meeting notes are on your email here. We kind of decided that, yeah, the south side of the corner, we want to put it kind of facing northeast.
Okay.
So more people to see it. And Chris, I forget his last name, anyway, was very open to it and liked the idea. And there's a few logistical things we got to do with like where the paint stops and starts because of seams and we want to cover it up and like that. But the whole thing kind of boiled down to we'll fill out the paperwork and they do have a cost share up to 50% of it. But we would need to sign up for it and everything. The time for this year is past for like the summer and everything. She said we may be able to get in December, depending on how busy they are and how much they got going on. Most likely, they won't be able to address it and get working on it until next January, February.
Okay.
just because of their schedule. And, but she did say there's a little bit, we may get in earlier, depending on how their workload goes, with everything. And it's a simple application process, and we have to talk to them and with mock-ups and things like that. We also need to talk to their adjoining property owners too, where the banner's gonna be.
Mhm.
And evidently the vet doesn't own that anymore, Walmart sold it.
Okay.
And people that own it, I think they're in Greenwood somewhere, so they're close.
Okay.
So we need to get hold of them. I would probably also go one block, one parcel west on the south of Southport Road, include that residence as well.
Mhm.
And she seemed real amenable to it. She saw some, I don't think she saw any mock-ups, but yeah, she saw
No,
one
we-
about the Greenwood house.
Yeah, we talked about, so Chris lives in Franklin Township,
Mhm.
so is familiar with the area. I talked about the section on Greenwood, like, that you've been showing us with the Rapcision did.
Right.
She's not familiar with Rapcision's product, so I'm gonna send some information over, because she was very interested in what that product looks like and does. They also sent us over a letter to use with those property owners.
Mhm. Yes.
So we can use it as is, or we can alter it however we see fit. They did seem to think that we could probably get funding to do that section on Southport Road as well as a separate,
Yeah, the one on the
One on
north
the north
side.
side as well.
Yeah.
It's a little bit taller,
Mhm.
so we might be able to get a bit larger, or maybe something that mirrors what's on the other
Right.
side.
Okay.
And
and then.
and that'd be like a next year. Would she like this year was
Would they-
that one? and then
would
they
do two
apply for it
in 1 year?
again
No,
for the
she
other
was-
side?
Yeah, so
Okay.
she said do 2 different applications. And since, again, none of this is in our redevelopment district, I had a conversation with Chief Vaughn, and he said that this far out, if there is a cost sharing, then the city should be able to pay for the other half of that. So it all seemed very promising.
Yeah, like $2,500.
I think it's
Yeah, it
basically,
did sound promising.
I think it's
And
basically that we
this
just need to.
also opened up an
Mhm.
avenue that Southport didn't even know about, that the city, that
Yeah.
they would pay half.
Yeah.
with
Yeah, we
this.
would, we would know.
You know, and it was well worth looking into. Now, they did, from what I understood, because I got it late, I've been so busy this weekend and stuff, but did it say that they wanted to see approved artwork and of course have the community involved and all of that?
Yeah, so what Chris was telling us is that we should have some mocked up artwork to show them.
Mhm.
So again,
Yeah.
I think it all ties together is, you know, what we put down there doesn't have to look exactly like the banners, doesn't have to look exactly like the billboard,
Right.
but I think as long as
Just
it
to
looks
welcome to
cohesive.
Southport, you know,
Mhm.
type thing, keep it simple. Now, I will say this much with Rapcision, because there was a $1,500 design fee if they designed it.
Okay.
Now, since payment isn't until full or late, we would have to have somebody else do the design work, because if they're gonna be going back and forth doing a lot of design work, they're gonna want a deposit to be able to
So one
pay
thing
this
that,
person to
Yeah, we
do
can
this.
give deposits either.
yeah,
Yeah, and I know that, so when I read that, we'll need to get someone else to do the artwork, and then Rapcision can apply the artwork to our stuff. But we can't do it with them because we can't give them their fee first.
Yeah.
So we just need to
So-
find someone.
so I'm just thinking from a cohesiveness standpoint, tying into the banners and maybe tying into the artwork on the electrical box.
Yeah. Yeah, and,
I like that.
so I
That's
had
good.
AI create one that felt like the one that's in Greenwood.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
that- you know,
I dropped the picture of
that's
Greenwood
good.
in there and was like, hey, show me what that would look like if it were Southport.
That looks good, that looks real good. Show that to Alyssa. That would even look really good on the billboard. It's catching, it's simple, right to the point.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Just have it updated so that the
Yeah.
pictures in there. are
That could be
actually-
even tied into like a wall
Outside the church.
there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny how when it makes a church, when AI makes a church, that's what it looks
Oh,
like.
yeah.
But you know, I think.
It's a heck of a start.
Oh, I'm sorry, you know who I am. But what I was gonna say is that there are artists that we have access to through the Indie Arts Council because of applying for that
Yeah,
utility box. And we can also use them as a resource to help us identify what other utility boxes we could get approval for painting on our own. So,
Yeah, you might also look into UIndy. They had my daughter was an art student there, so they might have a student that would be interested.
okay,
I mean, I have no idea, but
yeah. No, that's a great idea.
it could be free. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there that you just don't know until you find somebody that knows it and then
Yeah.
research it.
So, I think there's a couple of different options. I was also hoping to have some mocked up stuff by the 30th that I would take to that meeting so that I could kind of show them like, hey, we have been working on this.
yeah. I think having an idea of, here's some thoughts that we have, and we want to tie all these things together.
One thing that we did talk about with that art in the right of way on that corner was that maybe we would only have like some kind of actual artwork on the two panels that face the intersection, and then as those panels taper out,
Skinny down, north and
just painting
west.
those like a solid color or some kind of design or something. So,
Okay,
because we do have to be conscious of those seams.
right.
Yeah,
So.
you can't have anything on the scene, so.
Looks good.
Is that for technical reasons? Or?
It's just for
Drainage.
water went behind it and
Okay.
start popping off the artwork.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense. All right, cool. So I think we move forward on the banners and the utility box, and we use that to drive
Yep.
what we do.
Yeah, because that application project for art and right away, didn't you say it was like August? July or
It was
August?
later in the summer when it was due, so we
Yeah.
have plenty of time to look at it and try to get something together.
Okay, cool. All right, anything else on that?
I don't
I don't
think
think
so.
so.
All right. Let's talk about bike racks, our new business.
Yeah, so bike racks, in the proposal that I had put together, I had proposed some locations, which would be between Dollar Tree and Dairy Queen, somewhere around the liquor store and Speedway, 2 out here, 2 in or 1 traditional one in the public parking lot, maybe something at the corner of Southport Road and West Street, something near Long's, and then something in the park. And I realize that's not all within our district, but as it's getting warmer and people are out
Oh, there's
more,
so many people that ride bikes.
I thought maybe we might want to bump this up to get some bike racks out there earlier. Thoughts?
What about over in the park, close to the park area? Right there, I mean, across from Wall.
I think we let the parks
Yeah, the parks has to do that.
board
Oh,
take care of
I
that.
got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think we can make suggestions to them to say like,
Yeah.
we are
They
saying,
have had that.
These
Yeah.
are out there.
And then they redid the park and they never came back, so.
yeah.
Okay.
And they were just the traditional
Mhm.
galvanized,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's what I had replacing it with, was just the traditional.
traditional
Yeah,
two
so,
parallels and vertical uprights.
yeah, so I got some pictures, like, these are the ones that I had suggested in other places because they're very simple.
Yeah.
They're not super expensive. And then that is more what I had suggested for the
Yeah.
park, which is an actual,
Could you send that out? I
this.
haven't seen
Oh, yeah, I can,
That was in
It
the
was in
stuff
this
you
pan-
yeah, it was in the
put
packet.
together.
it. Oh,
Did you not get the packet?
I probably have it out there.
Okay, I can send it again if you.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I think off the top of my head, because I ride a bike everywhere, is that where would they be placed, a city right of way or private property? We gotta decide that.
Mhm.
Private property, maybe obviously get permission. Because when we place them close to the sidewalk, which is right of way, we don't want to crowd the sidewalk at all.
Sure.
We, you know,
Right.
for ADA and everything else, it's got to be completely clear. So while we're looking at this, we can just make sure that, you know, where these things are won't interfere with any public use of the sidewalk or crosswalks or anything else like that.
We don't have a whole hell of a lot of right of way.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I mean.
So I think it's going to boil down to working with some property owners to get them installed in certain areas. Like close to the Speedway, close to Dairy Queen, all that stuff. I think it'd be great for them. We could
Dairy
get
Queen
them-
especially, and Long's
Yeah.
especially.
And they, you know, they may be willing to do it themselves,
Yeah.
you know.
Or just let us do it if they don't have to pay for it.
Right.
So we got that, we got that part of it too. So.
Right.
I think between DQ and the Dollar Tree, there's probably a little more space available to put something than
Yeah.
Long's is pretty much
That's pretty.
sidewalk and parking lot.
I bring my bike over there, just have to leave it by the door.
Yeah.
And
I don't know about between the liquor store and
There's some poles
Speedway.
here and there, but, you know, you really need a lot, you really need a nice rack to block it
We
to.
might be wasting a bike rack there. Oh, well, there's some people that go into Speedway.
I mean, so,
But yeah, we need.
so it sounds like Dollar Tree and Dairy Queen, everybody agrees there should be
Oh,
one
yeah.
over
Sure,
there.
yeah.
In fact, if there could be two, I mean, how many racks are in a?
Well, you get-
Yeah, I mean, so-
It would depend on which
You
style.
can get any size you want.
So that's how many, like the one you chose, though.
Yeah, so it could either be this kind, where you could put multiple of them, or just one.
Yeah.
That'll hold 2 bikes on that one.
Mhm.
Or you
One
can
each
put
side.
something like this,
Mhm.
which we're talking about, like, one of these is $159, and then one of these is $345.
The traditional style one, do those bolt down?
Yes, there are mounting kits, I do believe.
Yeah, I see it down here at the bottom.
Well, I know the Park It has a mounting kit. If only I had the link right here. Yeah, so you can get these in 5, 9, 10, or 18.
Okay.
Okay.
So it looks like $335, $345 is the price for the 5.
Do they mean 5 feet or they mean 5
Five
bikes?
5 bikes, yeah. Oh, and then it tells you it's portable or surface mount. And this was just for example, but we can maybe find them somewhere else.
Right.
But as we're looking at this list, so if we were thinking about where we wanted to start with, it sounds like I said, Dollar Tree, Dairy Queen, everybody agrees that's a
Oh,
good
yeah,
place to start.
most definitely.
What about this, is the city parking lot part of our redevelopment?
The one,
It is.
Here, the one here, yeah.
Oh, no. The
Off
one
Main
here in
Street.
this building? Like
Yeah,
here
this
for
one is,
building?
I'll have to look at the map again, it might be included in Main Street.
Okay.
I probably would have done
It is,
that, only because it would have made sense.
Okay.
And there's,
I
we
mean,
also like the Perry Township Schools, because I don't know if they have one over there at that building or not. Over at the.
oh, I don't know.
The Perry building.
I can ask. Joe
I haven't
is on the
seen
Parks
one, but I
Board.
haven't
He's
looked for it either, so.
Joe's on the principal of that school is on the Parks Board. I can send him an email and ask him. So the school, and then we.
Because frankly, even in the zoning ordinance requires bike spaces for commercial areas
Okay,
or commercially developed. So the new apartments have to have bike storage, and I think there's on the inside.
it is on the inside.
They got storage on the inside.
So, whenever something new gets developed, they're gonna have to have bike spaces.
Yeah, so that's why I had put something in the vicinity of Southport and West, because that would hit Sophia's, the
Or the
school,
antique mall too.
the antique mall. Do we want to just start by like reaching out to these businesses and sending
Yeah, I
them
think so.
a
Just
letter to let them know that
Or
we're
a
interested in?
phone call or something
Okay,
to talk to them about it, just so that you get the conversation started with them, so then when they see a letter or something else, that it's like, what's this,
yeah.
I think Dairy Queen would be tickled to death to probably have one.
I think they would too. I
We
think-
might even need to consider at Dairy Queen a back-to-back 5 one. One of those
True.
with 5.
Yeah, I mean,
Because this is the season for ice cream. And there's so many people that ride their bikes down there.
okay, so,
I'll look for my little thing there, if you just email that to me, because I know I have it, I just
Okay.
can't remember. what it
So-
was.
we just need to suggest to the Parks Board that they get a new one. My crack. Okay, and then everything else, we just need to go with a phone call or a stop in and a letter. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I can resend this to you, Russell.
Okay, that'll help, so I'm just more file it here, that I don't have it.
When you're saying Southport Park, is that,
Yeah, that's the one that
that's the one that the parks,
yeah, would have to pay for.
okay. Snare bongs, definitely. Yeah, I think all the other ones, yeah.
Okay. All right, I just wanted to bring it up so we could get the ball rolling on that, because I think it's kind of low hanging fruit. As long as everybody's okay with putting them in, then
Yeah,
getting them
that's something.
and installing them is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do we need to worry about any
I don't know if we're gonna have time at our next
We'll go bring
meeting.
that away, then we're okay.
We really need to get benches.
I would
too.
really avoid putting in the right
Yeah,
now,
I
because of
agree.
the problem with the crowd and everything. I would work my bike.
Yeah.
do we have to have city council approval to put them anywhere?
No, if it's on private property, we don't, but,
Yeah,
while we're buying these things, it just goes through the regular thing, where we approve our
approve the claims,
expenditures,
yeah.
and they approve the claims too, that's the only thing we got to worry about.
Okay, but like if we put one in the city parking lot here or.
That'd be more where it works
Mhm.
than the council. The council will see it later at a later
Okay.
point, but they don't have to, I don't think they have to
I
approve
don't
it.
think
at all.
so, we just need, yeah.
Okay, but we should give them a heads up that,
Oh, yeah, I mean, for sure.
okay.
It's always nice.
We don't have time to talk about public benches, do we?
We can.
I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to say
Yep.
Monday.
I was telling Heather that public benches really need to be, we really need some benches out for people. And I was telling her, these are nice, but if we revise some things like we had on this additional signage that in a couple of places, because these are nice, they're expensive though. But to get these benches with backs on them, instead of just the flat like that. What she had down here in signage could be a couple places taken away. It's much nicer for older people to have the backs and also people with small children.
Mhm.
But we really have a chance to put,
Do we have anything else that we want to discuss this evening?
we could
I don't.
look around and see where we would think would be a good idea to have some benches.
All right, I will entertain a motion for adjournment. And members of the public, do you have any?
So moved.
I've got a motion for adjournment. Do I have a second?
One second.